Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Coach Raheen, and today I want to share with you a message that I believe will help you in all aspects of your life. And the message is all about being so good at being yourself that you become able to help other people just by being yourself. Now, this is a very important topic because it deals with so many people today. When we look at statistics for people who work at jobs that they can't stand, I think the last numbers either in the US or in the world was like 74% of people don't enjoy what they do. And I think that that's aiming low. And the reason I think that's aiming low is because when you come across people in the workplace, most times you don't necessarily meet the authentic person, which tells me that people are faking it. And I wonder how many people are actually faking enjoying what they do. And the problem with that is that there are, we only get a limited amount of time on this earth. And if you spend time faking it, then you're not being truthful with yourself. Even if you are successfully convincing every single person you come in contact with that you're enjoying your time, or you're enjoying your job, or you enjoy what you do, but you really aren't, you're creating this huge barrier inside of yourself between your true self and the self that you are pretending to be. So what I would love to see happen more of is people doing exactly what they really want to do, not what you have been taught to do or pretending to be, all of these things. You have to remember, in your life, you are the main character. You are the one who is responsible for every single thing that you see in your life. You're responsible for all of the things that take place in your day to day. And sometimes that's not an easy thing to own because it deals with self-accountability. Are you able to hold yourself accountable to ensure that you are honoring who you are? Sometimes we look through our eyes and listen through our ears so much that we believe that someone else actually knows what's in our best interest. In other words, we put someone else as our main character in our lives. And the truth is that it is a false reality. No one can play your role. It doesn't matter how much you respect that person. It doesn't matter how much you honor that person. It doesn't matter what that person has accomplished or how many people follow that person on social media. You are the main character in your life. And the faster you own that and the more aware that you become of that fact, the easier life will be and the more enjoyable your time here will be. In fact, I would dare to say that your health would improve as a result of being yourself, because there's something just off about feeding yourself information that is not consistent with who you truthfully are, which collides with your natural being. It's almost like you're giving yourself an unnatural facade to try to fit into when your mind, your body, your soul, who you are naturally is fighting for air and suffocating. So here's some things that you can do to absolutely become better at being yourself and taking full control over your life so that you can be so good at being yourself, so good that you actually are able to help other people just by being yourself. First and foremost, you need to practice being yourself. Now, before practicing being yourself, you need to ask yourself a very simple question. And this may seem a bit much, but who are you? Who are you? Are you the person that you are right now? Or are you walking around as some composite of what people, family members, loving people who care about you and society at large has built you to be? Or are you genuinely being yourself? In other words, when you go through your day, are you happy Or are you unhappy? At the end of the day, if you're unhappy with how you spent your time, that's a sure way of telling if you are honoring who you are as a person, because you have total control over where you are during the day. You have total control over the space in your head. That's the place between your ears. You have total control over your thoughts, emotions, what you say, what you read, all of these things. Are you where you want to be? And if you're not, why are you forcing yourself to be somewhere where you are not able to fully enjoy your experience while you're here? Are you waiting? Are you saying, well, when I retire, then I'll do these things? News flash. If you're waiting until you retire, just think for a minute. That's your 20s, that's your 30s, that's your 40s. You get all the way to your 70s and then you retire. And now you're retiring to do what you really want to do. But since time, the better half of your time, or not the better half, but the time when you were young, vibrant, and had all of this energy is gone. Now you're just there, so you can still enjoy it. But wouldn't it be nice if you started today? If you began living your life, living your truth today, and then in the process of that, found a way to help other people just by being yourself. Just by being yourself. There's no greater joy I can think of than to have a life on your terms, where you are so good at being yourself and you're progressing at it at such a rate that other people benefit from you being yourself. If you can find a way to do that, you'd be making a huge impression, not only on the people around you, but on yourself. There's something to be said about being happy with yourself, truthfully happy with yourself, not the happy where you have you have done what you've been successful at someone else's demise or someone else's fall, but that you are truly happy, and that you're happy because you've had an opportunity to really live out your day in your own way, and everybody else appreciates the fact that you were yourself. That is the end all be all goal of this experience, to have a true experience, to get to your end, to your last days, and know deep in your heart that you have lived fully by being yourself. Some people, it makes me think of situations where I've had conversations with people and in the past, and so many people out there just want to be happier. As everybody's in this hustle, everybody's trying to figure out what the answer to life is, and the answer to happiness, and all of those things. And the truth has always been very simple. I don't believe that is difficult or something that is elusive. The truth is that the answer is to enjoy your experience here. You're going to have some kind of experience. Some people want to acquire a bunch of things, which, is a telltale sign, because, if your happiness is contingent upon things that you purchase, well, what happens if you're unable to purchase things? Then how do you feel? What happens if your happiness is contingent upon someone else being the main character in your story, your life, and they don't see you the way you see yourself? Then what happens? You got to think about that. The person who needs to be in total control of your life is you. Of course, feedback, reflecting, doing research, looking at what other people are doing is valuable. It's very valuable. But at the end of the day, the person who has the executive decision in your life is you. You absolutely must be the one that makes that decision. Okay? Here's another thing that you can do to fully take control of your life, and that is to practice being yourself. Once you've figured out who you are and what you want for yourself, practice being you. practice being you. See yourself as the main character in your story. When you think of success, do you think of yourself or do you think of someone else? Quit playing the role of the victim. If you find yourself making excuses for every single thing in your life that you disagree with, you're probably making some mistakes. You're not going to be as happy as you can be, because freedom is the opposite of making excuses. If you make excuses for your present condition in life, you're probably missing the fact that you played a key role in the things that you want not working in your life, the goals that you didn't achieve, the time that you didn't spend with whomever, right? We all say we don't have enough time, but the truth about time is that time is an illusion. It's really under our control. We make time for the things that we want to make time for. And the things that we don't want to make time for, guess what? We say we don't have enough time for those things. You are in total control all the time. It's about what role do you want to play in your life? How happy do you want to be? Are you comfortable with someone else playing the main character in your life? This person that you're idolizing, right? You want to be just like them, or you want to do what someone else is doing, or you're jealous because of something, or you think that someone has not given you that which you deserve, right? The only person that can give you what you deserve and what you want is you. Everywhere you go, you go. And that is the biggest truth. So I want you to really take into consideration the words that I'm saying. I don't have a whole lot of steps because it's really a simple process. The process is get to know yourself. Make sure that the life that you are living is the life that you want to live, not the life that culture, family, friends, people around you, all of these people, not the life that they think you should have, but the life that you think you should have. So many people spend money on things that they think will make them happy. And the truth is not the things that make you happy. It's actually the feeling that you get behind the things that you purchase. But those feelings, guess what? They're not in the things that you purchase. They're actually inside of you. You are the determining factor of how you feel every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have an uncomfortable day, it has something to do with how you are managing yourself. How are you leading you? This is why when I have discussions or conversations with other leaders, I'm always fascinated by people who don't understand the simple premise of a leader's first responsibility is to lead him or herself, not others. If you won't follow you, nobody else will. That's just a fact. So I want you to think, are you being yourself? Have you honored who you are? Do you know that you are worthy, that you are valuable, that you are here for a reason, and that you are good enough? You don't have to pretend to be anybody else but yourself. Some people will say, oh, that's selfish, self-centered. Those are the people who don't understand the core principle of the reality that when you were born very specific, very specific. You are a unique person. On the inside, we are all different animals, every single one of us. We have a lot in common, but we also have a lot of distinctions, things that make us unique beings. And it is for each and every one of us to actualize ourselves, to truthfully live our lives in a way that fulfills who we are, who we truly are, not all of the layers that comes on us as a result of sometimes loved ones and society and what culture says, all of these things. Be yourself. Be so good at being yourself that you're able to help other people just by being you. This is Coach Raheen. Until next time, be yourself, people.